I'm actually way more worried about Gen Alpha than Gen Z. Like, genuinely concerned. Every time I see a little kid now, I just feel this weird mix of sadness and frustration. Because it's not their fault. They're being completely screwed from the start. I'm talking about kids who have been raised on cocomelon tier garbage. Just endless flashing colors, high pitched voices, overstimulation 24/7. Their entire childhood is basically a YouTube autoplay algorithm. You've got toddlers being babysat by iPads since before they can even talk. Dude, their developing brains are just getting cooked. Like, it's not even a joke anymore. You take a kid's tablet away and they react like a junkie going through withdrawal. That's not healthy. And then you throw in this whole gentle parenting trend, which in theory sounds great. Like, yeah, don't hit your kids, obviously. But it's turned into this weird thing where parents are afraid to ever say no. You see these kids melting down in public and yelling really loud in Target, and the parents like, "Sweetie, please use your calm voice." Like, bro, your kid ain't gonna listen to you. Maybe it's time to change your parenting strategy. And teachers can't do anything either. You so much as raise your voice or take away a phone and suddenly it's a lawsuit. Or the parents emailing the school board. It's like, what are we doing? You can't teach a classroom full of iPad-raised kids who think consequences are abuse. We're creating this perfect storm. Zero attention span, zero emotional regulation, zero empathy. You ever try to have a conversation with a kid under 10 now? It's like talking to someone mid-TikTok scroll. You say something, and by the time you finish your sentence, their brain has already switched topics 3 times. And it's sad because it's not even their fault. We're setting them up for failure. Imagine being born into a world where everything is optimized to hijack your dopamine. Every cartoon, every app, every ad, it's engineered to keep you glued to a screen. And then we're like, why can't kids just go outside anymore? Dude, because outside doesn't have a next video. And don't even get me started on the diet. Bro, it's insane. I see little kids walking around with family-sized bags of chips, shoveling it into their mouths like raccoons at a campsite. It's like their entire food pyramid is just processed carbs and red dye 40. And yeah, I think part of it is the millennial parents. We grew up eating trash Pop-Tarts, pizza rolls, Mountain Dew, and now we're like, my kid'll be fine. Except, no man, they won't be. Because at least we had balance. We went outside, we had boredom, we had social skills, we got yelled at by adults. Like you learned to read a room, you know? Now you've got 7-year-olds who can't look someone in the eye but can navigate Roblox microtransactions better than adults. I swear some of these kids have never known a second of silence. Always a screen, always stimulation, always noise. It's like their brains are allergic to stillness. And it's only gonna get worse. Give it 10 or 15 years when this generation hits adulthood, dude, it's gonna be a mess. We're talking massive spikes in anxiety, depression, unemployment, maybe even crime. Because what happens when you raise a generation that's never learned discipline, never learned patience, never faced discomfort, and then they hit the real world and realize life doesn't have a skip button? I've already seen glimpses of it. I was at a cafe once, and this kid, maybe 6 years old, was watching YouTube on full blast while his parents just sat there scrolling on their phones, not even acknowledging him. Like it wasn't even background noise. It was just this high-pitched nightmare playing out for everyone. And I remember thinking, that kid doesn't even stand a chance. Because if that's normal to him, what's he gonna be like at 16? And then you scroll through TikTok and it's even scarier. You've got 9-year-olds trying to be influencers, chasing likes, copying trends, doing these weird NPC streams where they act like robots for money. Like, bro, we used to play outside and get dirty. Now kids are farming dopamine hits before they hit puberty. And you can already see the emotional fallout. These kids don't know how to deal with boredom, failure, or rejection. You take away their device, and they crumble. Like full-on breakdowns over Wi-Fi being slow. That's not just kids being kids, that's withdrawal. Honestly, dude, I think the scariest part is how normalized it's all become. Like people post TikToks joking about iPad kids, And we laugh, but deep down, we all know it's kinda dystopian. We're literally raising a generation of overstimulated dopamine addicts and pretending it's just a meme. And yeah, I know every older generation complains about kids these days. But this isn't just back in my day we played outside nostalgia. This is neurological. This is messing with brain chemistry. Like I've seen toddlers trying to swipe on printed books. That's how deep it goes. And honestly, I don't even blame Gen Alpha. I blame the adults, the tech companies, the parents who gave up because it's easier to hand over an iPad than deal with a tantrum. We're raising a generation that doesn't know how to be human. And I don't say that dramatically, I mean it. They don't know how to be bored, or curious, or creative without a screen telling them what to do next. And unless something changes, we're gonna see the consequences in ways we can't even imagine yet.